everybody, it's David Avallone and Rylend Grant from the Writer's Block, and wanted to chat up Rylend this morning and talk about his new Kickstarter.
My book, available on Kickstarter now, is called BANJAX Sydney. If you know me, you know BANJAX. But if this is new to you, it's quite a treat. BANJAX is my 4-time Ringo Award nominated series. It was originally published by Action Lab Entertainment back in 2019. Again, nominated for 4 Ringo Awards: Best Artist, Best Colorist, Best Letterer. I was nominated for Best Writer alongside Bendis and Lemire and all of these things. The series was nominated for Best Series alongside Bitterroot and Something's Killing the Children. So great company. It made over a dozen critics' 10 best lists back then. And so yeah, this is this series was caught up in that Action Lab legal ugliness, where the evil Action Lab overlord Brian Seaton was trying to keep a hold of this. I was able, with some fancy legal maneuvering, able to get this one back. There are over 30 creators who still have titles tied up with this, bag of trash, basically, and it is a tragedy. But this escaped the gravity of that somehow, some way. I thought for a long time I was never going to be able to do new issues of BANJAX, but here it is. Here's your chance to, 1, get the original run, but 2, get this new standalone series. You don't have to have read the original BANJAX to enjoy this, to love it, to have your mind blown by it. It is rewarding if you have read the original series, and so you can get the original series here. You can get the first issue of the standalone second series. It is called Sydney, and I am pitching Sydney as Jackie Brown meets Gone Girl if it were sexy as all get out and drenched in the palace intrigue of succession.
For those that don't know, what is the basic premise of BANJAX?
Well, the original BANJAX series was about a disgraced former superhero who finds out he has terminal cancer, ironically caused by using his powers, and so defending the city for years is literally killing him. He has a couple of months to live, and he decides that he is not going to leave the city as the hellscape that it is, and so he goes on a sort of misguided Death Wish like mission to clean up the city before he dies. And his former protege, kind of the Robin to his Batman, is charged with having to bring him in, but he's not remotely up to it. Right. And so a little bit of training day in there in an interesting way, but was really well received and is dark and crazy. Sydney is a little bit is odd. Sydney takes a character from the original BANJAX, and we move 10 years before the original BANJAX, and we see how she ended up in the situation she's in at BANJAX. And it is really it's kind of like it's a sexy crime romp to a degree. It is about a woman, kind of this brilliant sort of minor league con woman who she hustles her way into the harem of the Prince of Brunei, and then gets caught up. Kind of, they try to use her as a pawn in this political extortion plot, but she ends up finding her way forward and kind of becoming the queen instead of the pawn. It's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to make, and I am exorcising demons. I thought that I had lost this series, and here it is for you. It's on Kickstarter, BANJAX Sydney. Got some great rewards for you. Take a look. But you have something going on also, Avallone.
Yeah, I have a couple of Kickstarters going on, but the one I want to talk about, because it ends very shortly in the future, is called California Screaming. And it's a collection of horror stories that are specifically centered around California and things that could only happen in California. Mine concerns... they've taken this display down, but there used to be a display at the La Brea Tar Pits about La Brea Woman. They thought it was insensitive to be showing someone's human remains without, any sort of permission. And it turns out that the one body that they have fished out of the La Brea Tar Pits was, Los Angeles being Los Angeles, a murder victim. She had her head bashed in by something, and someone dumped her body in the La Brea Tar Pits. So my story is called La Brea Woman, and it's about a man in the present day who gets the bright idea to murder his girlfriend and stuff her in the La Brea Tar Pits. And the vengeful spirits of the tar pits are not having that. So that's the story. It's a fun thing. I wrote a comic a bunch of years ago called Zorro: Swords of Hell that was about Zorro facing off against zombies coming out of the La Brea tar pits. So I'm clearly, when you say horror in Los Angeles, I always go right to the tar pits because they are like a weird, creepy, evil thing that just sits in the middle of the city. And there's also you definitely get the presence that you're the sense that you're in the presence of just something incredibly ancient when you go to the tar pits. Like, they've built all these skyscrapers and museums around it, but there's still this little park that is, that has sat there looking like that for at least 10,000, probably 100,000, maybe 500,000 years. And it's still bubbling up this asphalt to the surface. So it's a fun thing. There are a lot of other great artists and writers on the project. My bit is going to be drawn by Kat Staggs, who's amazing, and I've been looking for something to do with her for years and years and years and years and years. I also think the other one to look out for from me is Morgana Pendragon, which is a series I'm the editor on, and it's funny that I don't remember if it's the second or third issue that's kickstarting right now. I know I've given notes on 3 issues.
Is
it the second
issue from Madeline Holly Rosing, and it's
so
Rylend.
Rylend knows this better than I do because I lose track of things. I know I've given notes on 3 issues, so I don't know where we're at in publication. But anyway, that's what we've got coming. That's what we've got from Kickstarter right now. Just wanted to give you a quick update on that. We'll be back with new episodes of the Writer's Block as soon as we get through all of this nonsense we're dealing with right now. But thanks, Rylend. And any final thoughts before we sign off?
My final thought is that indie comics are ailing right now, and we need to come together and support each other. So let's all, if you're not going to support BANJAX, then support one of Avallone's projects, support anyone's project, because we need you right now. I think the entire enterprise is suffering and ailing, and that includes comic shops. Go into a comic shop and buy some stuff today. Support great stories when there's so much other awful happening. Turn towards the good stuff.
Yep, absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Rylend, and we'll see you on the next episode.